Good evening, Truck and Tractor Pull fans. Boy, we got a fun night lined up for you tonight, don't we? How about it, Kendra?
Oh, it's going to be wonderful.
Who
I've
do we
been
have?
writing jokes all day long.
Oh boy, this is gonna be who we got with us tonight.
Oh, the old barnstormer himself, Clayton Sweeney.
Clayton Sweeney. How you doing, buddy? Hi, Clayton. Hey, Clayton. Wake up.
And here we go.
And it starts. But anyway, if you could just send him a text message, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll start off with some. I want to read the top three finishers in the. He can't hear a word. I don't guess. I don't know.
No, he just texted me.
Okay. You guys work on that. I'm sorry. And
Yep.
maybe his headphones come unplugged or something. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and do the top three. There was, I don't know how many classes, but there was a tremendous amount of hooks. And it would take a full hour to read over every person that pulled. At the Delmarva event on the 21st of November, uh, once again, I've said before, it's a great club, great tractors, great group of people. Um, they're really self-contained, have their own sled, they have their own equipment, their own track equipment, and it's just a really sweet deal that they have there. So I look forward to doing more shows with them, doing some filming and stuff. And so far, they've been really fun to work with. So, but anyway, these. Of course, here I am, no glasses. I'm going to have to wing it. Actually, wait a minute. There's always a backup plan. 3,000 pound, Division Two, 3,000 pound, 3.5 mile per hour. There was two tractors in the class. The track was a little moist, so to speak, at the starting line, so we didn't really get a very good start to the event. But Richard McIntyre with his Oliver 66 took the win at 64 feet, 0.6 inches. I'm assuming they write it a little different than what comes on the laser board. Second was Wendy Bradley with their Alice Chalmers WC at 33.1. And the second class was 3,500 pound, 3.5 mile per hour, Division Two. The winner was Megan Borga with the Farm OH she has at 203 feet and 11 inches. Second was Joe McIntyre with the Oliver 66 at 187 feet, 0.9 inches. Third was Wendy Bradley, once again with the WC Alice Chalmers at 160 feet, 0.7 inches. Then the next class was 3,500 pounds, 6 mile per hour. They have one tractor in that, Larry Burkholder, with his Massey Harris 101 at 215 feet, 10 inches. Division Two, 4,000 pound, 3.5 mile per hour. The winner was Megan Borgen. Once again, she was on a roll. She took the win with the Farm OH at 249 feet, 0.1 inch. Second was Amanda George with the Farm All Super C at 223 feet and 1 inch. And third was Wendy Bradley again at 183 feet, 10 inches. This is just one page of many coming up. So, how are we making out with Clayton, real quick, while we're.
He says he's trying to get back in now. So we should see him here in a couple
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah, he'll actually pop up here, and then I have to add him. So I
Okay.
gotta keep an eye on it. Thanks. Division Two, 4,000 pound, 3.5 mile per hour was one tractor, George Bradley, with his D17 Alice Chalmers at 241 feet and 5 inches. And let's see, we have Division Three, 4,000 pounds, 6 mile per hour, two tractors in the class. Richard McIntyre again with a Super 77 Oliver at 259 feet 10 inches took the win. Second was Larry Burkholder with his Massey Harris, 250 feet and 4 inches. And I'm not trying to speed through. I'm just trying to keep a steady pace going here to get through it all. Division Six, 4,000 pound, 12 mile per hour. Two tractors. Actually, Richard McIntyre took the win at 303 feet and 4 inches, and Brad Peters with his very popular Case 300. Unfortunately, was a DQ over a mile per hour, what I have here, but his distance was 351 feet 2 inches, but unfortunately over a mile per hour for the DQ. Division Two, 4,500 pound, 3.5 mile per hour. The winner was Matt Stauffer, whom I know Matt many years at the Buck. I've seen him sitting in the stands as a fan. Well, he's got a 1947 John Deere Ray he does some playing with, and he took the win in this class at 267 feet and 1 inch. Second was Megan Borga with her Farm OH at 263 feet even. Third was Amanda George at 244 feet and 6 inches. And fourth, Running out the class was Richard McIntyre at 244 feet and 3 inches. Division 2C cut tire class, 4,500 pound, 3.5 mile per hour. The winner was Larry Burkholder at 287 feet even. Second was Shelby Wimberly with a Farm OM at 182 feet 8 inches. And third was Nick Borga with his John Deere A at 277 feet and 9 inches. Okay. Then we had a 4,500 pound, 6 mile per hour class. And that winner was Joe McIntyre. You're going to hear that McIntyre name a lot because they bring a slew of tractors to every event. And this one is a Farmall 460. Took the win at 318 feet and 5 inches. That's Joe McIntyre. Second was Richard McIntyre with his Oliver Super 77 at 308 feet 8 inches. And third was Richard McIntyre as well with his Farmall 460 at 301 feet 9 inches. And the fourth tractor in the class was Shelby Wimberly at 262 feet and 4 inches. And Clayton's back. I'll get him added in here. Hopefully he's got his bugs worked out here.
I told him make sure he did.
So anyway, how you doing, Clayton? Still can't hear us?
Clayton.
Still no luck, huh?
I can't hear anything.
Well, I tell you, just send him a text and tell him to turn his speakers way down low so we don't get a whole lot of background feedback.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. So next was a 4,500 pound special class. It's a 4.5 mile per hour class with no weight allowance. And there was 9 tractors in this class. And Shelby Wimberly took the win with a Farm OM at 306 feet 7 inches. Second was Richard McIntyre with his Oliver 770 at 305 feet 7 inches. And third was Nick Borga at 305 feet and looks like 3 inches. Those were the top 3. That's going to be interesting. Clayton, hopefully he'll get straightened out there.
He is such an embarrassment to the interstate truck and tractor pullers.
He's okay. Can you hear us? Still can't hear us, Clayton?
Still no, you're fine right now. No, we're good.
Okay. We'll go ahead and finish these up, then we'll get to talking to you here. Division 2, 5,000 pound, 3.5 mile per hour. First was Matt Stauffer again at 322 feet even. I have here. Second was Randy Huffnell Jr. at 312 feet 1 inch. I'm sorry. And then third was Richard McIntyre, 244 feet and 0.9. I'm assuming that's 9 inches. So moving on. Division 2C, 5,000 pound, 3.5 mile per hour. First place was David Jones with his Oliver 880 at 290 feet even. Second was Richard McIntyre with the 770 Oliver, 266 feet 8 inches. And third was Joe McIntyre with the Farmall 460, 264 feet and 7 inches. Division 3, 5,000 pounds, 6 mile per hour. First was, I'm not sure which it's listed as Joe McIntyre, but there's something right over top of it. So I'm not sure which of the McIntyres was driving, but 300 feet, 0.1 inch. Second was Rick McIntyre with the Farm OM, and that's at 280 feet, 3 inches. And Richard McIntyre was third at 269 feet, 0.8 inches. We had one tractor, Division 5, 5,000 pound, 8 mile per hour. And this is Clayton's hero, Lawrence Heyman, with his 1964 Farmall 460, 317 feet, 0.21 inches. Division 6, 5,000 pound, 12 mile per hour. The winner was Brad Peters at 270 feet, 8 inches, and Lawrence Heyman was second, 249 feet, 0.5 inches. Another page down. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Division 2, 5,500 pound, 3.5 mile per hour. And somebody, me, didn't do the top 3, so give me 1 second. Haven't we experienced this before? Okay, first place was Wally George with a 1940 Minneapolis Moline U, 216 feet, 0.1 inch. Second was Matt Stauffer with his John Deere A, 214 feet, 0.5 inches. And third was Randy Huffnell Jr. at 189 feet, 0.6 inches. Division 2C, 5,500 pound, 3.5 mile per hour winner. Okay. That guy was DQ'd. So Olin Simpkins took the win, 231 feet, 8 inches. Clayton, you know Olin, don't you? I'm sure.
What's his last name?
Olin Simpkins.
Yeah, that name sounds familiar.
Everybody knows Olin Simpkins on the Eastern Shore. But anyway, he took the win. Second was Nick Borga at 222 feet, even. And third would be Joe McIntyre at 213 feet, 5 inches. Division 3, 5,500 pounds, 6 mile per hour. The winner was Joe McIntyre at 243 feet, 0.5 inches. Second was Rick McIntyre, 241 feet, 0.8 inches. And third was Wally George, 220 feet, 0.5 inches. Told you there's a lot of McIntyre you're going to hear. Then we had the Division 6, 5,500 pound, 12 mile per hour tractors, 2 of them. And Brad Peters took the win, 295 feet, 3 inches. Lawrence Heyman was second, 266 feet, 0.1 inch. Then they ran a 5,500 pound special class, which was 5.5 mile per hour, no weight allowance. You had to be right on 5,500 pounds. And the winner there was Rick McIntyre with a Farm OM, 239 feet and 7 inches. Second was Joe McIntyre at 237 feet, 0.7 inches. Third was Nick Borga at 224 feet, 0.1 inch. So get your questions ready because you're going to be doing a lot of talking, Kendra. I'm going to run out of voice.
Okay.
So anyway, moving on here. 5,750 pound, another special class, 12 mile per hour, no weight allowance. And the big winner there was Lawrence Heyman with his Farmall 460, 280 feet, 6 inches. Second was Brad Peters with the Case 300, 278 feet and 9 inches. And third was Rick McIntyre with the Farmall M, 261 feet, 7 inches. 2 out of 3 were McIntyres in that class. Division 2, 6,000 pound, 3.5 mile per hour. Man, we're climbing now. We're getting up in weight. And there was 2 tractors in the class, and Kevin Long with the 1958 Case 700 took the win at 213 feet, 0.05 inches. And second was George Urick with the Farm OM, 193 feet, 0.7 inches. Division 2C, 6,000 pound, 3.5 mile per hour. The winner was Olin Simpkins with his Farm OM, 238 feet, 0.93. Second was Joe McIntyre, 221 feet, 0.04 inches. Excuse me. 6,000 pound Division 3, 6 mile per hour. Did it to myself again. First place was Rick McIntyre, 259 feet, 5 inches. Second, Joe McIntyre, 231 feet, 0.4 inches. And third was Bobby Greenlee at 230 feet, 0.1 inch. One tractor in the Division 4, 6,000 pound, 8 mile per hour class, Bobby Greenlee, 236 feet, 0.2 inches. 6,500 pound Division 2, 3.5 mile per hour tractors. Our winner was Greg Urick with his Farmall Super M at 232 feet, 0.7 inches. Second was Richard Bradley with his Alice Chalmers D. It's a D19 here, 229.1. And third was Kevin Long with his Case at 227.74. Division 3, 6,500 pounds, 6 mile per hour, 1 tractor. And that was Cody McGrady with a Farmall 560, 209 feet, 0.39. Division 2, 7,500 pounds, 3.5 mile per hour was Richard Bradley at 254 feet, 0.09 inches. Second was Cody McGrady, 234 feet, 0.6 inches. And third was Kevin Long, 230 feet, 0.4 inches. So down to 3 pages left. We're almost done, guys. It's only been 15 minutes. We're doing good. I'm not
only 3 minutes since Clayton decided to join us.
So
I'm not doing good with electronic.
That's okay. Hey, we can see you and we can hear you and you can hear us, so that's a plus. Anyway, Division 2, 8,500 pounds, 3.5 mile per hour, 2 tractors. Richard Bradley took the win, 255 feet, 0.9 inches. Second was Larry Gobley at 234 feet, 0.114 inches. 8,500 pounds, 6 mile per hour, 1 tractor, Larry Gobley, 227 feet, 0.2 inches. And I'm seeing one in Division 2, 9,500 pound, 3.5 mile per hour, was Larry Gobley again. And he has a 1957 John Deere 720 diesel, 210 feet, 0.53. And Division 6, 9,500 pound, 12 mile per hour, we had these two are okay. Would be one. Looks like one. I got one tractor, Jeff Mitchell, and that's an Oliver at 252 feet, 0.8 inches. And then I've got two tractors. What was that all about? Something hit the floor in there. But anyway, I wrote down this exhibition. I got Lauren Daffin with a 1964 Cockshut at 202 feet, 0.4 inches. And then John Daffin with his Oliver 1950T at 327 feet, 0.34 inches. But going back to that Jeff Mitchell, if anybody's been around pulling since, I'm going to tell my age here a little bit, the mid to late 70s, Jeff used to pull a modified tractor with, would have been NTPA, I guess, PTPA, bless you.
Thank you.
Got Corona, didn't come through the speakers. Anyway.
Not the Corona. We're good.
He used to pull a modified tractor called the Blue Hen that had a V8 Detroit engine on it. So, just little history for you. Division 6, 10,500 pound, 12 mile per hour. I have a winner, Jeff Mitchell, 312 feet, 0.3 inches. Second was Luke Gladhill, and I'm sure that's a name everybody's familiar with in Washington County area, Gladhill Tractor Company. 263 feet, 0.6 inches. And third was, if I could just read the writing. Looks like it's Lauren Daffin. Okay, 240 feet, 0.5 inches. Okay. Division 4, 11,500 pound, 8 mile per hour. The winner was John Daffin with his Oliver, 357 feet, 0.2 inches. Luke Gladhill was second with his John Deere 4320, 273 feet, 8 inches. And then one more, 12,500 pound, 8 mile per hour, Division 4. Luke Gladhill was the only tractor in the class, and his 4320 went 311 feet and 5 inches. All total, I think I remember John Daffin. I didn't add them all up here. Actually, I do have a total. 127 vehicles or hooks, not vehicles, but hooks. So yes, but that club, they keep moving. I mean,
they keep it rolling.
Get the tractor unhooked, the sled back to the starting line, and there's a tractor sitting there waiting to back into the sled. I mean, they really keep the show moving. And I asked them, I said, you guys, promote your own events, sell yourselves to county fairs or anything? And they said no. And I'm like, I don't know why, because those guys are like clockwork, man. They do a heck of a job. And if you want an antique club at your place, I'm sure I shouldn't sell them, I guess, but I mean, that's your guys. I'm telling you, they get the job done. They do a really good job. Very friendly, nice people too. So, Clayton Sweeney, we're finally going to get to you, buddy. How you been?
I'm good. How are y'all?
I can't complain. Just another
super
day.
Delayed there, buddy.
That's okay.
Try to keep up.
Just in case you don't know,
I'm doing.
We love to pick on Clayton Sweeney. So, well, Kendra does. So.
It's pretty much my favorite pastime.
I think she lives to pick on Clayton. So.
Hey, he started it a long time ago.
No, not Clayton. Clayton, before we get started,
for punishment. Yes.
I want to thank you for your service to the United States of America in the Armed Forces, and tell us a little bit about what you did, where you were stationed. I know you were overseas for a while, and then you came back, and I believe you were in Iowa or Nebraska. Just give us a quick little rundown of your history when you went into service and what all you did.
So I've been in the Air Force for going on 23 years. I spent the first 2 years of my career in Germany. I deployed to Bosnia while I was there. I left Germany in the summer of 2000, and I headed to the high desert of California And I ended up staying there for 6 years. While I was there, I deployed to Kyrgyzstan. I had no intentions of staying in California for that long, but I had a couple of really good jobs and some really good bosses. So next thing I know, it's 6 years and it's time to go. So I had a boss who had a hookup. He to this day, he'll tell you it wasn't a hookup, but he was able to get me to Dover. So I got to Dover, and I was there for almost 4 years. And while I was there, I deployed to Kuwait. And then the Air Force came knocking and asked if I wanted to do something outside of my career field, which is human resources and administration. So I said, sure, what's the Air Force looking for? And they're like, we're looking for recruiters. So I volunteered, and I went and did that for 4 years in Southern Maryland, actually out of Waldorf. And I liked it so much I wanted to stay. And then when I told the Air Force, hey, I'm going to stay in recruiting, they said, yeah, no, you're not. We need you back in the force. So I got a non-volunteer assignment to Offutt in Nebraska, right outside of Omaha. And I was there for almost 4 years. And that was a really good assignment. And then when I was there, I'd been there for about a year, and then I deployed to Abu Dhabi for 6 months. Came back, and I got promoted. And as soon as I got promoted, they gave me an assignment to Saudi Arabia for a year. So, yeah, if I never go back to the Arabian Peninsula, it'll be too soon. And then I finished up, and I was actually supposed to go back to Dover for my last assignment, and I ended up getting diverted. So I ended up at Andrews, which is 17 miles from home. So I got a hometown assignment for this last gig. So it worked out really well.
That's good. Did you enjoy? I mean, it's never fun being away from home, being out of the country. But as far as the work you did, did you enjoy what you did? I mean, if you had to do it again, would you do it? Or?
Oh yeah, it's been a great ride. I mean, the assignment. I don't think I've ever had. People talk about bad assignments in their armed forces career, or they didn't like this assignment, or they didn't like that assignment. I don't really think I've had one bad assignment. The people have been great, and every assignment, gave you something a little bit different. So it's been a fun ride.
Yeah, the only complaint I ever heard out of some of my buddies that went in service was boot camp. But once they got through boot camp, they really enjoyed the travel, and the various different, cities they would see and different, it's a lifestyle change is what it is. And when they come home, boy, they are different people. They are a different person. So, but
and basic training is no fun. It's 6 weeks of miserableness.
Yeah, yeah, they straighten you out real quick. I do know that.
It didn't work on Sweeney, so he must need to go back.
That's funny.
I'll go back for a refresher course.
Should probably be an annual thing.
Tractor pulling wise, what got you started in tractor pulling, Clayton?
Oh, say that again, JR.
I was asking you what got you started in tractor pulling.
So the summer of '94, I got a job over at a New Holland dealership over here in Upper Marlboro, and it was just a summer job. I was 15. It was the summer of '94, and so I cleaned tractors, prepped tractors to get worked on, and that's where I ran into two characters by the name of Kevin Windsor and Randy Devon.
Right. I was going to say Kevin Windsor, Gateway Ford.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
who was the other guy?
I ended up meeting them in the summer, and Randy was a mechanic, and he was on the road, and then Kevin was a shop foreman there for the mechanic shop, and I ended up getting suckered into picking up straw one night, and he figured out I lived in Lothian too, so it was a win-win for him. And then he ended up, he's like, well, why don't we go in the shop after we get done picking up straw? You're in no rush, are you? And I said, no, I'm in no rush. So he takes me into the shop, and lo and behold, there's Baby Blue, this Ford 8210 with 2 chrome pipes and aluminum rims. And I'm like, what's this? He's like, baby blue. And I had to pick up some more straw, and then he invited me to a pull. And I went to Bel Air in the summer of '94, and that's all it took.
Yeah, once it bites you, man, it bites hard. That's for sure.
Now the
rest
cool
is
thing
history.
is, what'd you say?
Okay, go ahead.
The
Kendra.
cool thing is when you were stationed in Nebraska, you actually got to take your tractor with you, didn't you? Tell us a little bit about pulling in the Midwest.
Well, John Nickel joked around and he said, the first thing Clayton loaded when he went to Nebraska was his tractor. He wasn't worried about his furniture or anything. And, I was I was a pro farm when I left here. So I was just trying to get in where I could fit in. And it worked out the first year I was out there. I ran with a club there in Northeast Kansas and Southeast Nebraska, Northeast Kansas. And those guys had an A pump class with a 3-inch charger rule, no intercoolers, and you could run a double cut tire. So I took my cooler off and put a little different charger on and ran with those guys the first year I was out there. So that was a big learning curve. There's a little bit different dirt out there, and learning how to drive out of intercooler and cut tires for the first time was pretty interesting.
And you started off with a 66 series
And then,
sheet metal tractor. And when did you make
it
the
was a
sheet
black
metal?
stripe tin. After my first year out there, I had been looking for some frame rails, and I was trying to change my frame up a little bit, and I got a hold of some, actually a whole front end out there. And when I was kind of tearing things apart, I'd been heeing and hauling back and forth on what I would do, and I figured while I had the tractor totally tore apart, now's the time to change my sheet metal if I'm going to do it. So I went ahead and changed over to the 56 series. I mean, I call it a 26 series, but it's basically 06 and 56 sheet metal.
Right. Yeah, it's a sharp looking ride. In fact,
It's a hodgepodge of parts that spread from Pennsylvania to Missouri.
hodgepodge of parts.
Sounds about right for a Sweeney mobile.
Hodgepodge
Yeah, and
parts.
here,
And then it is. And then the second year I was out there, they actually let me put my intercooler back on, and I worked a deal that where, if they let me run the intercooler, I would take some weight off the tractor. And they let me do it. They just kind of let me get in where I could fit in. Outlaws let me run with them a couple times just to run and have a good time. I ran a lot of Northwest Missouri, and then I ran with a little club out there. It started out as Nebraska truck and tractor pullers, and then they became Mid-America truck and tractor pullers. So I ran with those guys a little bit, anywhere where I could kind of get in where I could fit in. So, but it was just fun. I had a great time out there.
Yeah, it's awesome. Make new friends.
I thought we do a lot here, and then I went out there, and it's a totally different ball game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say, what's like the similarities and differences between in here and out there?
Well, I mean, similarities.
Do you need to look that up in a dictionary or?
Geez. No, well.
Say, I didn't think it was that hard of a question, man.
Well, no, it's not. No, it's not. So, I would say the guys that I grew up around, like Kevin Windsor and Randy Devon and, like Thurman Jr. and even Big Thurman, those guys have pulled for years and years and years, and they don't go to the dyno. But out there, there's a lot of folks who go to the dyno, like more people than I realized. So I would say definitely like dyno, what they're looking to get they spend a lot of time on the dyno. It was kind of interesting. I would say the 466 class out there is just, it's so popular, it's unreal. You know, I think they like the light pro class and, you know, the extension of the mod turbo class out there. And it's Justin Hopkins is trying to get, you know, he was one of the first guys that have a tractor out there. And I think they're slowly starting to get a few more tractors. But yeah, the amount of dyno time out there that people put in, and it's a race to the finish.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of dyno work going on. Even here nowadays, it's getting more and more popular, obviously. But out there, yeah, it's big, huge. Yep.
Well, and I mean, you know, where we are down here in Southern Maryland, you know, it's hard to find a machine shop. You know, if you go to the fuel shop, you either have to send something to Weimers, or if you could get like Kurt to flow your pump. You know, out there, you know, Northwest Missouri, there's 4 or 5 pump shops within a 20-mile radius of each other. So,
yeah,
you know, location, availability, a lot different than back here.
Yep, and he's gone.
I knew that was coming because he started bleeping in and out, and just if you can still hear us by chance, Clayton, just come back in when you can. That's no problem. But yeah, you see the latest edition of Barnstormer now.
Yeah.
On the photo slideshow, it's really a clean, very pretty, very nice tractor, and runs well. And here he comes again. Maybe he's working on coming back in. There he is. Yeah, he's back in here. And he's back.
I didn't do anything. I was sitting here and it just cut off.
Yeah, that's
sure.
With
I swear.
Yeah, internet will do that sometimes. That's okay. That's all right. So you come back here and you're running Lt Limited, and it's a pretty competitive tractor. You also run some Dragon Motorsports stuff as well. Maybe.
Yeah. So, well, when I came back, I was kind of debating on what I wanted to do, and they were he and hawing. Nick Morrison and those guys were ribbing me to come run Hot Farm, and I'm like, man, I already have a P pump. I lost a bunch of weight. I was like, I've always eyeballed the Lt Limited class, and I had a good time in Pro Farm, but you know, by the time I made it back, I had changed it up so much that I was like, you know, I think I'm gonna give this Lt Limited a try, and which Andrew Meister out in Nebraska, he builds some 466s there for like the Outlaw and PPL guys, and he had been on me about going 466 when I was out there, and I just kind of shrugged it off. I said, "Nah, man, I'm gonna be going home soon, and I'll get back into the Pro Farm swing of things or do something. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do." And then, of course, I got home and I was like, you know what? Maybe that is a good idea. So I called him up when I was in Saudi Arabia, and I was like, hey, man, can you send me some parts? I was like, I'm going to go ahead and take the plunge and join the 466 world. So I did that, and 2019 was a complete headache, but it worked itself out. And, yeah, I try to run a little bit between Dragon and a little bit with Interstate, just depending on where we got to pull and what's going on.
I told you I was going to be trying different things with this program.
I was like, wait, why does Sweeney get the whole screen there?
I'm just trying. I'm still learning this program here, so it's pretty neat. It's a lot of little things you can learn.
I have no idea.
So are we allowed to talk about Keystone and the whole pull-off situation?
Oh, boy. This could take some time, so
the whole what?
Grab a coffee.
You know how you said like 2019 was rough? Well, 2020, you had a really good chance. And you just, I'm not coming back.
Oh, here we go.
Come on, you can't let me not bring that up.
So I made my run.
Uh-huh.
And guy said at the end of the run, "Can you pull off?" I'm like, "Huh?" So I was paying attention to, Ben Flaherty had a hell of a run. Doc had a hell of a run. I'm like, well, there must be 4 or 5 tractors in the pull-off. I'm like, sure. But I had been and flipped in the lineup, so I figured Smokey had problems. Because they can run. And he went to the sample at 254 something. So then guys like, well, there's going to be a pull-off. I'm thinking there's 4 tractors. I'm like, well, that's good. I'm like, if there's 4 tractors in the pull-off or 5 tractors in the pull-off, that'll find me. And I didn't know what he was going to do. I was like, that should be enough. Well, when we went down to the starting line, I'm like, who's in the pull-off? And they're like, you and Smokey. And I'm like, well, we just ran. And there wasn't any cool-off time. And I spent 10 years on and off trying to pull there, and I finally made the finals, and I just made a decision that I wasn't going to pull off that night. I'll just come back in the final. And I asked Smokey, I said, are you okay with that? And he's like, yeah, man, it's fine. And I said, okay, well, I'll see you Saturday night. And of course that didn't happen. But I understand, they're trying to put on, and we don't know what's going on, and it was just a jacked up year, and there's a lot of stuff, a little bit of time. So I mean, they were as I understand their position as promoters and putting the show on. I just didn't have any Pistons, so I'm just
gonna go with you forgot that you're on the East Coast now, and we're not quitters. We pull stuff off.
Ouch!
Here we go. Here we go.
Ouch!
I hear you.
Smokey's down there burning his arm hairs off to swap injectors.
We might lose him again. His internet's giving him a fit. It's kind of skipping around.
It's all good.
We didn't hear your last excuse there. If you want to bring it back,
that's okay. Remember, it's a family-friendly show.
Hold on.
Is he? I think he's froze.
Yeah, his internet's giving him a fit there.
Are you there, Sweeney? Oh, he's gone.
Well, he's here. I just got to add him back in. There we go.
All right.
Yeah, wow, that thing's really working. You switched to apparatuses here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my laptop to work, but it's not doing too hot.
That's much better on this end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Much better.
So no, I didn't have extra pistons there, Kendra, so I decided not to pull off.
Well, for the record, John Foreman's over here in the chat saying he can't believe you didn't pull it off either. So it's not just me.
I hate to disappoint my green friends.
So speaking of John Foreman and you disappointing everybody, you're not going to Gordyville this year.
Well, geez. No, I think I'm going to go watch. Jamie Hall has got the itch to go, and I don't know if Howard's going or not. He was kind of up in the air. So Jamie called me the other night and says, do you want to ride? I said, yeah, I'll ride out there with you. So I want to go. I enjoy going out there. I'd rather work on my tractor a little bit more before I go out and pull it sometime. I don't know. It's there's a lot of breakage out there.
There's speaking from experience, yes, there is.
It's that's well, I mean, and I don't know about this new facility. They say it's pretty sweet, but if it's dirt like Gordyville, yeah, I can't break the old girl up just yet. I'm supposed to go to Florida at the end of the month.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be quite the track Gordyville is, but I hear it's decent, but I don't think there's another track like Gordyville.
No.
That is a wicked hooking track.
It's it'll hurt your feelings in a hurry. So, but no, I enjoy going out there. It's really interesting. What was it? 23 years ago we went out there, and the Nebraska guys and Thurman met, and that was like the most interesting experience I've ever seen in my life.
I wish I was a fly on the wall for that.
I think I was there for part of that experience, so that was
You were.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Meister asked me what a shelter was, and I'm like, well, it's kind of like a pole barn, but no sides on it. I was like, and you said it right. It's shelter, not shelter.
So Johnny Foreman is surprised that you're not hiding in his sleeper. Should we even ask about that, or?
Yeah, well, but let me start by saying that is the cleanest sleeper in the semi, and
so
it smells.
True. So it is true.
Yeah, it's true. Well, we went to that Selinsgrove pool back in September,
Mm-hmm.
and I was up in Pennsylvania, and I'm like, oh, well, MapQuest says it's only like 70 miles to Selinsgrove. I'm like, I'm gonna ride over there. And Ike Riggs had his hot farm and was going to try to make his debut on it. So I said, oh, I definitely have to go over for this. So we go over and hang out, and I called Dersham, and I was like, hey, man, we're going to come over. We'll be there in a little bit. And so we stayed for the pool, watched everybody pull, and then I see Foreman semis running, and he got out, and he was talking to somebody. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to get up in it. I'm going to get up in a semi and scoot. Daylight's out of him when he gets back in here. So, of course, I get in there, and by the way, he has like 90s hip hop and R&B playing. And
I just learned something else. Be very careful, Clayton. You're in a lot of trouble now.
And it was it was the cleanest, nicest smelling sleeper I've ever seen in my life.
Nicest smelling.
So I just sat down in the bunk behind the driver's seat, and of course he got in. He sat down, and then I could kind of see him turn his head a little bit, and he kind of finally turned around, looked at me, and he's like, "What are you doing, man?" I said, "Oh, I was just going to catch a ride back up to the road." And so he said, "You ever get in a truck and you just have a feeling somebody's like staring a hole in the back of your head?" I said, "Yeah, that was me."
Who does that?
That's funny.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
That's funny.
But
So speaking of Selinsgrove,
yeah.
do you remember that time that, I kicked your butt up there that one night?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a really fun time.
That was good. You did good that night.
Like the night that I won and beat like 16 tractors, and you were one of them.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I was the only Maryland tractor in the class.
Okay. But us guys got to stick together, Clayton.
Yeah.
How many rods have you flung out the block and laying on the track? How many times have you done that?
None.
None.
That just means you don't know how to put on a good show.
Oh. I guess I'm okay with that if I don't throw a rod out.
You just better hope I don't figure out how to get video running on here, Kendra.
That's yeah, you did have a good run though, Kendra. I'll give you your props on that. But I was just a light limited turbo, running with mod turbos.
They don't need to know that.
She had a fantastic run. The first time she drove to come out and win.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
It was a lot of fun.
But
and beating Sweeney was just a little bit the icing on the cake that night.
Oh yeah, no, that's good. Nothing, a little elbow grease and a new rod can fix.
Yeah, exactly. He had it all fixed up. He was wanting to get rid of that engine anyway. So
the Terminator. We're gonna start calling her the Terminator.
That's right.
You want your engine terminated? That's Kendra and the driver. I'm just kidding.
Call up Barnhart.
Anyway, girl power. Mike Walker said girl power. Hi, Mikey. By the way, Mike, I know before, I'm assuming this is the Mike Walker that I think it is. This new program here, I know we tried to have Mike on one time to log in by the internet to get into the other program we used to use, and he could not get on here. This is a piece of cake. You click on it, and you come right in. Much better deal. So we'll have to have old Mikey on here. We'll do a history show and just turn him loose and let him go. But Clayton, the tractor itself, 466 cube. Is there anything in there you want to talk about, like the turbo and who the manufacturer, the different stuff in there and stuff? You know what I mean? You don't have to give away all your secrets. Just
Yeah, sure. Makes about 700 horsepower, and no, it's a Andrew Meister 466 setup, and I've got a hand-me-down Thurman Mumford Jr. Hypermax intercooler that works really well. I run a small little 3x3 charger. Denny Hurst did all my head work, but he's no longer doing head work, so now I got to go back to the drawing board, and when it's time to get it looked at and freshened up, I got to find a new head guy. He sold his business, but now it's just a pretty easy going old 466 with a 3x3 intercooler and some water injection.
very good. Awesome. Kendra, what else you want to roast him about?
Oh, well, there's just so many things.
Yeah.
We also want to mention real quick, Tunica is happening. Tunica, Mississippi. They are pulling antique tractors. I believe it started today. And I'm going to go ahead and run a scroller for that. Don't forget, there is a tractor raffle. That's for a great cause for the St. Jude's tractor raffle. It's there it is now. If anybody's interested in getting some last minute tickets for that raffle, you do not have to be present to win that tractor. And it's an Oliver. I can't remember. I think it's an Oliver 77 Super 77. But
yeah, I think that's what he said last week. Super 77.
It's a real good deal. A great cause. Unfortunately, I've seen some of the Delmarva guys, mainly Olin Simpkins, who usually goes there, could not go this year. So it's unfortunate. But definitely check it out. The web address is there in that scroller at the bottom below Clayton there. And please donate. It's for cancer research for children. It's a great deal, and they do a lot. And these guys work their tails off to get these tractors ready, get them auctioned or raffled off every year. So get your tickets and support a good cause. So, okay, I'm done. Y'all can talk. And by the way, we
picking on each other.
We appreciate our people coming in here. I think this is obviously definitely the busiest night in the chat I can remember in some time. But that's good to see, and we only hope to grow. So, but we appreciate you being here. Give us a thumbs up; it goes a long way on YouTube. And like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We appreciate it. And we're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And we were just talking about the Gordyville deal being moved to Shipshewana. We're going to have Clint back on probably right after the first of the year. We'll get him scheduled to come back on and give us some more updates. So just kind of mark your calendars if you're interested in going. I'm sure he'll have some more information for us once we get closer to the big date.
I seen he put an announcement out for the box seats, so they must have gotten that all figured out.
Good.
So
that's great. And Keystone, we're still in a hold pattern. So I'm not going to say yay. I'm not going to say nay. And I'm just going to say get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. But I don't know what to tell you. I don't think it's not going to happen in Harrisburg. I'm pretty sure of that now at this point. I don't know for sure. But I can't see it I can't see it happening in a state-owned building.
No.
So we'll keep you informed as we know. So we're getting questions every day. It's great to see that, but we don't know what to tell people right now. But I'm probably going to have a phone meeting with a couple of them just to start guiding people, in a certain direction to either just give us time to get things worked out and see what we're going to do. Obviously, people, are thinking we're going to be at Harrisburg, and they want their hotel rooms. That's what they want. Yeah. They want to schedule, obviously, with work, their vacations, and they want to get their rooms booked. But at this point, we don't have an answer. And I'm really thinking it's not going to happen in a state-owned building. So but we'll see. I mean, who knows what COVID will do? Who knows what the vaccine will do? Whoever gets the vaccine. We'll
I
go
know
from
the farm show building was having some outdoor events, but that's a long cry for an indoor event with the number of people that we have there. So
Yeah, yeah. To put an event on, someplace there's no dirt
yeah,
to begin with is you're getting into some time and expense. So, what is Clayton doing?
you just don't ask. And now we're back to a cell phone.
Hey,
I'm
Clayton,
having-
turn your cell phone sideways.
Oh, all right, I can do that.
There you go. That should take care of that. There you go. That
Oh,
was what-
oh, jeez.
You know what? This is why my dad has an AARP flip phone.
I have AARP, but I don't have their flip phone. So.
I'm going to go ahead and just say you're not allowed to come back and pull with Interstate next year. You and your White Claws can go down to Dragon.
We might not
Wow.
be pulling. We might not be pulling next
Yeah.
year. Who knows?
Yeah.
You got our fingers crossed.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, we're going to see what happens. But man,
I
we're
How
think
about
on
he's
this?
frozen again. Oh, no, he's
Just
not.
not to interrupt, but
No.
there's the season we had with a lot of impossibilities. I'll tell you what, that Snyder County crew made a lot of stuff possible. I thought.
Yep.
Yes, they did. We're very fortunate. Very fortunate.
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining, and the hot stock class especially I thought was really entertaining. I mean, you see, anything from a 618 to a 466 compete. I mean, Nick was what, fourth in points.
Mhm.
Ray wins it. DeLuca's up there. I mean, it was pretty fun to watch.
The run of the year for me, I think, I look over the 2020 season. I go to Larlton with the hot stock class. Is Paul Richardson with his Dallas Chalmers. I think it was the top 3 or top 4 run he had up there early in the season. And just, and it was the second hook of the day there for him. He hooked early. I think he might have been first hook and dropped and come back, or they reset the sled or whatever. But man, that second time he made his run is like, wow, where did that tractor come from? And not, he's been, steadily, progressively getting better with the tractor. And but that was certainly a highlight of the year for me to see that.
Sure.
Obviously, I mean, that tractor's 7 miles away from me, so him and Dave and the crew, they live pretty close here. But and I've known Paul for, my gosh, all the way back into high school and stuff. He was a couple years ahead of me in high school. But it's just good to see the homegrown boys, go out and do good. So.
Oh yeah, they're working hard.
Yep. Yes, they are. But so I don't know, Clayton. I don't really have too often. I'm sure there's when I'm done talking to you, I'll think of 50 million things to ask you. But what's the future hold for Clayton? Are we happy where you're at with the 466 class, or?
Yeah, I like it. I have a bunch of leaks my dad asked me to address since the floor of his garage is completely covered. So I'm going to work on that, and then see what the next year does, and retirement, and then I have to find a real job. So that I got to look forward to that, and figure out. Like Mod Turbo Light Pro is really an awesome class. I don't think I'm ready to make that jump anytime soon. But if I was going to change classes down the road, that would be the direction I would like to go. I mean, when you watch them run, it's just, the power they're making and the RPMs they're turning and the rods they throw out the side, like Kendra did. It's pretty.
High five.
Yeah, it's very impressive. So, but I like the Light Limited Turbo class, and I tell you what I really like about it is, the Dragon guys and the Interstate guys get along extremely well, and they try to support each other when they can. Steve Flint and Ted Ingram, they jumped in the truck after the showdown at Miller's Tavern, and they hightailed it over to Harrisonburg. And I probably would have done the same thing if I didn't have Glenn that weekend. And I just didn't want to drag a 9-year-old another 120 miles across Virginia and then another 200 miles home. So,
Right.
but if I hadn't had him that night, I'd have probably gone with him. But the class is pretty awesome, and the people, the pullers in the class are really good too. And they're not afraid. If I ask Marty a question, or I ask Matt Dersham a question, or Ben, last year when I fought my injectors, Ben's like, "Man, call me," and I'm like, "Okay, no problem." So I mean, the class as a general is just really, really good. We can go run just about anywhere. If we want to go to Gordyville, you can run there. If you want to go to Florida, you can run there. And between Dragon and Interstate, you can hook pretty much anywhere. But I like the camaraderie between the two, the group of guys from both groups.
Yeah, that's important. Everybody gets along,
And the girl that keeps their points, man, she's just top notch.
Who's that? Oh, is that you? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was Lisa Stoner. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I knew who it
Lisa
was.
is top notch too, but
Yeah, I knew that. I was just kidding.
so no.
Yeah, it's a tough class that you run in. Well,
Mhm.
those interstate boys, Smoke and Mark, and I'm telling you, any of them, any tractor in that class can win anywhere, any day. It's pretty amazing how close,
Yeah.
competitively.
It's
every
pretty
tractor in the class
It's an even kilter class.
Mhm.
yeah, I think in 2019, like 7 different tractors had wins under their belt, which is, I think there's like 8 or 9 tractors that pull regularly, and I think 7 of them
Statistician,
had,
okay.
yeah.
Miss Statistician over there. Okay. See, we can point at
I'm a
one.
number girl.
That's pretty competitive pulling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of liking this. You can point at people to pick on them, and it's kind of like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Let's not start singing though.
No, no singing allowed. But anyway, well, that's good, Clayton. You come a long way, from your beginnings, your roots, so to speak. And you got a very good looking, very good running tractor, and hopefully we can see more of it in 2021. So let's hope.
Me too. Hopefully everything pans out and we can go do some pulling.
Yeah, I'm saying if anybody's still, there's still plenty in the chat here. If you got a question for Clayton, real quick, go ahead and I'll share it up here on the screen, and he'll gladly answer any question you have. So we got a few more minutes here before we'll call it an evening. And somebody back here somewhere had a nice comment about your tractor somewhere.
Somebody said on here, beautiful rig. Did they see your new trailer?
Yeah,
Maybe
let's
talk
talk about that.
Maybe
You
let's
got a
talk
new
about my new
trailer
trailer.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it beautiful
it
yet.
Looks like I'm hauling. Oh, looks like a livestock trailer. No, so I eyeballed that trailer, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago when I was in Iowa. And Mike Eccles, who now campaigns Jack Nasty with Rich Johnson out there in Iowa in the light pro class, he was using it, and they were using it this year. And I had sent him a message earlier in the year, and I said, "Look, man, I'm looking to upgrade. This gooseneck life it's just not working out." And so I said, "When you get ready to get rid of that trailer, let me know." So of course, he messaged me at the end of August, and he said, "Yeah, man." He goes, "I think we're about done. We're going to try to upgrade and get a little bit longer trailer." And I'm like, "All right." And he says, "When do you want it?" I was like, "I don't know. I've got like a 4-day break for Labor Day. I'll ride out and pick it up and bring it home." So I went out and got it, brought it home, and first thing my dad pulled in the driveway, I unhook it, and I went home because it was so late, and I get a phone call the next morning, and my dad's like, "Somebody's been to the house." And I said, what do you mean?" He's like, "Somebody left some horse trailer in the driveway." And I was like, "No, that's my new enclosed trailer."
Andrew would like to know when you're going back to Nebraska.
He said, "I didn't." I I'm trying to get. No, seriously. I tell you what, like being from Maryland, it's hard to explain to those guys what it is like growing up in this area. So you have the water, you have the mountains of Western Maryland, you have the beach. You kind of got a little bit of everything, and that's what makes this area neat. So it's when I explain to them what it's like back here, but out there it's awesome too. You know, it's rural, it's farm ground. You know, people are laid back, people are nice. It's a little slower pace than the Beltway of DC. So if I could take a little bit of Maryland and move it out there, and Glenn was a little bit older, I'd probably actually go back to the Midwest full time. But you know, my folks are getting older, and I'm trying to be around them for the next couple of years to spend some quality time with my old man, drink some Milwaukee's Best Light with him, and help him.
Say, Meister, he told me years ago all of his Nebraska buddies were coming out here, and I ain't seen it yet.
And
yes, well, we had talked about it. We had talked about it, and but those guys got busy running for outlaw points, and I mean their season was pretty busy. I think we talked about it like 2 years ago, and they said, man, if you could find us a 2 or 3 weekend hook, man, we'll come. And they had every intention of it, but the outlaw points just picked up hot and heavy at the end of the year. And, you know, Wisner is about August time frame. And, you know, they start to wind down, and we're still at it. So it's just a matter of timing and getting them taken care of. And I think we'll see Meister and Gold out here one weekend for a long weekend.
Y'all should. It's a fun time out here.
See, I'm not lying. They want to make the trip at some point.
Good.
Absolutely.
So,
come out, man. There's
we'll
plenty.
see.
There's plenty of pulling here, hopefully. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I told him, I'm like, we can find you 2 or 3 hooks in the same weekend. It'd be worth the trip.
Absolutely.
I like Mike Walker's question there.
Oh boy.
What was it?
I can promise I'll never get on the seat.
Oh. Yeah, I'd let JR.
Yes, my story.
Kendra, not
my
so
story.
much.
Yeah.
Hey, when you're ready to go light pro, I'll destroy your engine for your light limited.
Oh my god.
Kendra is the what in the
Well, hold on. So yes, I like my rod, so I'm not going to let Kendra drive anytime soon. But
I'm the
JR,
strength
tell us
tester
about
of the
your rod.
rods.
Didn't you run RGF, Old Road Gear Farmer, one time?
Yes, I did. One time at the Forester Nationals, the world famous Forester Nationals.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Your tractor would be a lot easier to drive because I could probably actually reach everything. Randy's was a little interesting to reach out to everything, and of course, in scared panic, God, I can barely reach the steering wheel and stuff. I didn't put shoulder harnesses on, so we'll just let it go at that. When the sled hit me, I knew it hit me very hard. But yes, it was awesome. That was quite a rush. Absolutely. Yep. Hooked to the old Decision Maker red sled that Logan Thomas run. What was that?
That was a very good running pro stock, and I'm not being biased because he's my buddy, but that was a pretty good running super.
Super, yeah, absolutely. It didn't run good as a pro stock. He had a couple of wins with it, with the bigger boys here. Excuse me, with the East Coast Series back then. He had a couple of wins at Fishersville, I think. He was always very competitive at Fishersville. But and as a super, a 2-charger super there for a while, I mean, he was really tough to run with. And we certainly miss him, but I can understand the move he made. You know, it was a more a better option for him. You know,
I had just gotten home.
Him and his computer.
The first year, and I think
we can't. You're breaking up bad, Clayton. Sorry.
Finished second in points.
He had one season. I think I'm going to try to put 2 and 2 together here. What you're saying? Yes, he did finish second in points by like 4. I think he finished 4 behind one year. He lost the championship at the Bloomsburg that year to Robert Martin. I believe that darn deer back then. It was close. 4 points cost him a championship. Get that?
I think
buddy?
he's froze.
He'll probably have to end up logging off and coming back.
Yeah. Yep, he's done.
And I only talked about it, Walker, because I was asked.
Yep, there he goes.
We're in an hour and 6 minutes, so we'll give him a chance to come back on. And here he comes.
All these pictures from him and Scurve, man, that was one heck of a hot day.
Yes. Yes, it was. There.
We were at Laurelton the night before, weren't we?
Yes. Yep.
Thought so. And we're back on the cell phone.
I'm right next
That's
to my
all right.
router. This is horrible.
That's okay.
I hope my tractor runs better than my internet service next year.
It's
But
like
anyway.
the bad part of Maryland down there, isn't it? Like the where I'm from's the good part, you know.
Oh,
Huh?
you said the best part of Maryland? Yes, it is the best part of Maryland.
No,
Yes.
you're the worst part. See, look, your internet is trash.
Yep.
Yep, he's done.
So anyway, he's back. There we go. We're in this hour and 7 minutes, so I mean, I'm sure we could roast on him all night, but we don't want to put him down too bad. So we appreciate you
I'm
coming
never
on.
watching again.
I know better. I'll get the message. I'll get the message on Wednesdays. You having a show tonight, man? Yeah, it's Wednesday, 8 p.m. Yeah, we're gonna have one. All right. I think I caught him by surprise. Was it yesterday?
Yeah,
I had asked him. We had talked last
well,
week, and go ahead, Clayton.
well, no, I
Or not.
appreciate you letting me on. I just figured it was a slow week.
Yeah, I'd asked him last week, and I guess he didn't see my message, and then he asked me. I think it was this morning. I said, or yesterday. I said, "Well, you're coming on, right?" Because you said you're going to have a show, and I said, "Well, yeah." And I said, "You're due to come on. You're scheduled to come on." Huh? But he didn't see my second message last week about him coming on. So we got to work on getting somebody on here for next week. You have anybody in mind, Kendra?
Not off the top of my head, but I'm sure I can come up with somebody here between then and now.
Okay. Well, I mean, I got dozens of them I can get in here, but I
Yeah.
know we're getting closer to the holidays, so I'm going to try to get a list of at least for the next 2 or 3 weeks people to come on here. And I don't see us interfering with anything for Christmas to have it on Wednesday night. I don't believe.
No, because it's like the Christmas is on a Friday, right?
Okay, so we should be good enough that particular week to do a show. So yeah, I'm sure we'll get somebody. If not, we'll just actually with this thing, I can send links out. We can just start like a special. Why don't we just do that week? Maybe we'll consider just doing a special Christmas show, and we'll just throw links out to. We can have up to 10 people on here at a time, and they can just come in and whatever, just keep it clean.
I can like wear my elf onesie or something, and really dress up for the occasion.
That's totally up to you. I ain't saying a word. Oh my!
I bet my fan club would really
What's Santa
appreciate
gonna
that.
bring this year, Kendra? A set of rods?
Yeah, hopefully. Actual billet rods that don't break.
Right. I've never seen anybody break a billet rod, but
But this girl.
But anyway,
First
okay.
time for everything, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add, Clayton, before we call her a night?
No, just thanks for Kendra. Thanks for what you do for Interstate. You do a
thank you.
lot of work that may go unappreciated. So thank you for what you do. And then JR, thank you for what you do with just spreading the truck and tractor pulling word
Love
and
it.
message out to get people involved with the sport and then just learn what it's all about. Because you'd be surprised how many people from Nebraska, for example, that don't know what tractor pulling is, and especially our, pulling has faded over the years down here. So for what you're doing with social media and your videos and YouTube, thank you, because it's what we use to spread the word and kind of educate folks on tractor pulling. So
It's okay. You can.
Thank you for
I'll
everything you
put
do for the sport.
The check's in the mail. Thank you, buddy. I'm kidding. Clayton, thank you. Thank you. I mean, as far as number one, your service for the country, we really appreciate that, and we thank you for putting such a nice running tractor out on the track for us to film, shoot photos of, et cetera, and having a good attitude towards people, because you're going to get roasted next time Kendra sees you or something. So. It's
He would be
fun.
worried if I did it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's that's what it's all about.
That's right. That's
what it's all
exactly right. But with that, okay. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and call it an evening. If you two just want to hang out here for a few minutes, and I'll go ahead and get this wrapped up here. And we thank everybody for coming in. I was really happy to see a busy chat tonight. Hopefully that'll continue to grow. So. Michael Thomas just popped in here.
Did you see that?
Maybe Santa can bring me some rods. So.
I'll make sure he sends you a set too, Mike.
Of course, there's another fan of Clayton Sweeney. I'll just go ahead and pop these up here real quick.
His stayed in the engine. Kendra's did not. Well, no, maybe you did stay in. You didn't window the block, did you?
Oh yeah. Windowed the block, hit the pump on the way out.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I did her big.
Wow. Something else.
I think Mike stayed in the engine.
Yeah,
Just
his
kinda
was
looked
still
like
in
a
the
question
engine.
mark.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that was.
Question mark.
Oh boy. See some of the fan clubs showing up here too late.
Yep, here we go.
All right, but
Hi,
anyway,
CJ.
we're at an hour and 14 minutes here, so we're going to go ahead and call it an evening. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and definitely check us out next Wednesday night at 8 p.m. We're not quite sure. That would be an interesting show, Mike. Absolutely, if you can get him on. Maybe we'll have to shoot for getting him on sometime.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, we can have a lot of fun with that one too. But thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, guys. Really appreciate it. And keep watching the videos. We try to post at least one every day. We've been doing some antique stuff too, and I was really not a knock against them. I was surprised to see how many people actually watch those antique videos. So I'm going to keep posting them too. So we got plenty to do, plenty of years of videos, and we plan, like I say, we do try to do at least one every day. So, and I'll be right back for you two guys, and for the rest of us, we'll see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Thanks for tuning in. Yep. And I'm on the wrong page. See, I told you I'm still learning. I gotta find my video. Okay, working without a net. Anyway, good night, everybody.